Bonjour and welcome to all of you comic book geeks, readers and collectors to a little bit of a on the spot surprise, instantaneous, there's another word, not inspiration, like on the spot, like on the cuff, like it's like on the, basically I recorded my latest Back As You haul video today, and just before I switched the camera on, I got a parcel from FedEx, and it's one of two items that I know that are coming from FedEx. Okay, so this is a genuine unboxing, and they are both, actually I haven't looked at the, I suppose all the clues, I suppose if I could find clues, but I was so excited. Oh yeah, I know what one is. What I was going to say, because I'll be honest, what I was going to say was I've got two parcels coming from FedEx. One is a Richard Corbin art portfolio from the 1970s that I randomly ordered from you. You know how it is. You have a gin and tonic and you get on eBay and it's all over. A week later, you get all the deliveries. You think, yay. But I'll be honest, I do know, because I've just realised the sticker gives the game away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unbox this. I'm going to have to put the thumbnail up now, aren't I? Because I know what this is. And this is the Carlos Ezquerra Judge Dredd Apex Edition. And I can't wait. This is an artist. If you haven't followed me before, if you haven't seen any of my videos before, or you don't follow me on Threads, well, shame on you. No, you know I don't mean it. Welcome one and all. But you will know, if you have followed me for a little bit of time, you know two things. You know that I'm geeky, I'm old, I love 2000 AD, and Carlos Ezquerra has been a fundamental part of my comic book upbringing. Before your Brian Bollans turned up and your Mick McMahons and all of the ish of the comic book world in the 90s. Before that, we had two very distinct artists, in my opinion. One was Carlos Ezquerra and one was Ian Kennedy. And I'm pretty sure that if you're not a British comic book fan of a certain vintage, you ain't going to have any idea. And you're going to have to do, he did do work in Starlord, he did do work in a little tiny bit in 2000 AD, but before that he would have been in British comics all over the shop. Mostly war comics. He loved drawing aircraft and stuff. This is Ian Kennedy now. I've drifted right off because this we're going to talk about Carlos Ezquerra, because he was the other artist, and here we go. These Apex editions I have done. By the way, there is a playlist. I have done a playlist of all these Apex editions. Carlos is no longer with us. I did do a homage, a tribute to his wonderful artwork as I was growing up. Just comics. Comics you grew up with. There was a Kevin O'Neill Apex edition, no longer with us. I think I've done a Steve Dillon. Did they do a Steve Dillon one? Or did I just do a tribute to him? Anyway, there were certain 2000 AD artists that are no longer with us. And Oh, here we go. And don't forget that, well, I hope you won't forget, and I'm here to remind you that Carlos Ezquerra was a co-creator of Judge Dredd, if you didn't know. If you thought it was all down to Mick McMahon and Brian Bolland, and don't forget, they did, you know, there's no denying that they defined the character. There was no escaping that. No escaping that. Those two particular artists. But this is the co-creator. And I don't know who it was when Carlos done the original. And I don't know if they're going to be in here. I don't know what's going to be in here. But when Carlos started doing the original designs of what was initially New York, not Mega City 1. And I don't know who it was, whether it was Pat Mills or John Wagner or a combination of everyone that just said, look, this is too big for New York. This needs to be expanded. And also, I don't know if it was Pat Mills or the editor of 2000 AD at the time that said that basically Dredd looked like a pirate, a Spanish space pirate. I think that's the quote. But anyway, that's all the behind the scenes stuff. So this is what Rebellion have done of beautiful. Oh. I think it would have been Apocalypse War that kind of defined Ezquerra's style and work on Dredd. And I think that is it right there on the cover. That is a beautiful thing. And so is that on the reverse. Oh. And I know probably you US, gotta be careful here. Normally I use my nails, but I've bitten them all off in excitement. So this is a true, look, I'm literally ripping the plastic off it. But this may be a bit more for you UK fans rather than you US fans, or, and you know, in other parts of the world, obviously. If you don't know, or if your comic book reading hasn't been impacted by this absolutely stunning artist, and apart from, I'm really gonna lay this down nice and easy. The old slip. Oh, look, and his other creation. Shall we talk about that as well? Come on, let's do it. Strontium Dog. And before that, Major Easy in Battle comic. If you follow me on Threads, you probably know I'm probably saying like a broken record. But this man's art, he's been involved in the UK comic book art scene from the early 70s. He did. There's another book here. I'm going to, as he actually said to the Bishop, I'm going to pull this one out as well. In here, it is and this is from, you can still get this in Rebellion, as far as I know, on their website, that literally goes through his life story and his history in the comic book world. His art is beautiful. It's simple, like a lot of the best. If you go back to, I don't know, someone like Alex Toth, Al Williamson, their artwork is precise but simple. And do you know what? Carlos's artwork isn't in that vein. So I don't know why I just used those two names. Because Carlos's artwork was a bit more stylistic. So perhaps he was bringing, you know, he's still got figure work right. He got faces right. He got weaponry right. Everything was correct. But then the panels that he did. Anyway, you're going to have to go and search out all of my other gushing videos that I've done of Carlos Ezquerra and my playlists. But look at, I don't know if they're going to delve into the new. They've got the early stuff. I'm going to have to do a deep dive on this, guys. Look at this. That is the early Dredd. That is the Dredd that, you know, from Prog 2 in 1977. That is the character that this artist designed. He designed it. It's no good saying John Wagner or Pat Mills or anyone else at the time. Yeah, they might have given you a little bit of, you know, might have said Death Race 2000. Do you remember the film? They might have said that. But it was Ezquerra that took his inspiration from that and created what is unarguably one of the most iconic comic book characters of all time. Shall we have a little deep dive on this? Permit me to launch my little scroll, and we're going to have a look at Judge Dredd by Carlos Ezquerra, released as of today. Well, I got it today. I wanted an advance copy of this. I can't say I didn't want. Why would I not want an advance copy? And let's just have a look at the man's beautiful artwork. Okay, I'm so glad that they've put Strontium Dog on the cover of this book, on the cover of this Apex edition. Rebellion, as I said, always do a fantastic job of these books. So, but I am over the moon that they've done Strontium Dog with Dredd, because I think this could have been a more beautiful Apex edition. But listen, we're here for Dredd. We are here for the co-creator of this character, and I don't know how much, you know, I don't know how much respect you have for this artist, Carlos Ezquerra, if you know his name, how much respect you've got, but I have got the utmost. I've lived my comic book reading life, like I was talking about in the introduction. Look at the stuff that this is what they called a space pirate. When he first, here we go, the new masters. Look, these are his free, kind of like, not, well, 2 out of 3 creations, because Stainless Steel Rat wasn't his, that was Harrison. But 3 iconic characters from 2000 AD. The Stainless Steel Rat, they were great stories. Everything Carlos turned his hand to was great. Right, look at these yellowing. Look at these yellowing pages of pencil and ink and whiteout and gluing the if you've been here before, guys, you know how much I love all this stuff. Putting together a page of comics when Carlos would have done this page. And by the way, this should have been the first Judge Dredd story, but it was deemed to be too pedestrian. It was just a bank job. It's literally a bank job. So yeah, the bank raid it was called. So they reprinted it in this. It's credited here as the 1981 Judge Dredd annual, but this was not the first published Dredd story. There we go. Look at an Ezquerra cover, and this now we can see where he was designing Mega City. This isn't great, as in what happened in. Oh, anyway, people falling off of skyscrapers, but the design work that he brought, the vision that he brought to Mega City 1 would resonate for decades and decades. And there's a lot of artwork here that, you know, to be fair, we can skip through. It's all from the annuals. I'm not saying they aren't, you know, these were John Wagner scripts, these were Carlos Ezquerra drawing Dredd, but these aren't the iconic. This isn't the iconic stuff. But nevertheless, it's beautiful. It is beautiful stuff. Look, and his economy of style meant that when he did stuff like, I thought there might have been a lot more Apocalypse War in here, to be honest, because to draw an epic such as that on a weekly basis, I know we're only talking about 5, 6, 7 pages a week, still a lot of artwork. It's still your traditional, you know, maybe 30, you know, 28, 30, 32 pages of, you know, American, if you're going to give it that. But no, always had an idea for a panel. He never wanted to end a panel. He never wanted to do 9 panels, ever, the man, and I love him for that. I love him for that. He might use 9 panels in a page, but he never just did 9 panels. Look, even this. Beautiful. Judge Death. Probably not his most iconic portrayal of a character. I think Bolland owns that character, but this is all the stuff we come to know and love. Oh, deceased witnesses. From that's not cool. Is that the original comic, Kenneth? From the original. Oh, let me know in the comments if it was it. I'm sure that was. Was it comic, Kenneth? Did no one stand up for robot rights? Because that was, yeah, it might have been the original. Oh, we've got the Angel Gang, and etc. etc. And I will jump forward because I think we all get the idea of his style and how Rebellion reproduce the art on all of these. And by the way, Carlos did the colouring as well, which I do think is important to note. Here we go. This is just a, you know, again, it's just iconic. Lawgiver. What's the bike called? I forget. Lawgiver and Law Master, is it? The Law Master? Is it the Law Master? The motorbike? And then, you know, more work for the annuals. But he didn't give him big feet like McMahon. But nevertheless, his economy of style, like I started to waffle on about, would mean that he could just pump out, you know, stuff like this. Look at this. it would mean his economy of style would mean he could just pump out pages like, oh, look at this, the Big Bang Theory. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. This is when Alan Grant is getting involved as well as obviously John Wagner, that's co-creator with Ezquerra. But it's just beautiful stuff. I think this is beautiful stuff. And this is new for Ezquerra. All of this is what I come to know and love. All of this. Blasts, guns, hands, all of the spiky kind of overlay. And again, look at our panels. We've got 6 panels here, and not one single panel is a square. It's beautiful. For me, it is beautiful. And what I'm going to do is to make it quick, because I think it's only going to be pages and pages and pages of Ezquerra artwork from mostly the annuals, by the looks of it, 1986 annual. Again, his loose style. You can see, actually, in 86, his style's quite a bit looser, but perhaps he was under a little bit of pressure, you know, time-wise. But nevertheless, it would always be. You could literally just show someone a panel of any of this artwork, and you will immediately know it is Carlos Ezquerra. Immediately. Executioner from Prog 291. So that would be early 80s. And again, look, I know I've said this before. I'm going to say it again, guys. I love the glue. I love the glue. I love the glue and the white paint. I do. I'm sorry, guys. I do. I just love looking at this original artwork in its raw form. I do. I'd love to own a couple of pages of this, but I don't. Nearest I can get is these Apex editions. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Look, justice is done, and that's down to Wagner as well, or would it be Alan Grant that wrote these stories? I don't know. Yeah, Grover was Wagner, wasn't it? So he's. But do you know what I'm going to do now? You've had enough Dredd. You've had enough Carlos Ezquerra. Look at. Just cast your eyes on the original Strontium Dog from John Wagner. God, imagine owning a page of this artwork. I think Ezquerra put himself more than any other character that he ever designed, which was including Major Easy, El Mestizo for Battle, the Rat Pack, and Dredd. I think he put himself the most into Strontium Dog. And when you think of these iconic comic book characters that are still standing the test of time, it's absolutely stunning. It's iconic stuff. Iconic. What a beautiful book. I'll just keep going backwards and forwards through this book. I think we need to see an Ezquerra Strontium Dog, to be fair. Mr. Rebellion. The Brothers Rebellion. I think we need to see his Wolf. Look, character design for Wolf. Issue 109 cover. And we can see where all the bits and the title's going to be glued and sellotaped. And you know that's what I love. And these issues would have been when they was doing it on a more slick paper as well. And it was really coming out well. It was powerful. It was powerful stuff. Look at these. Look at this stuff that is cut out by scissors. Someone has written that on a piece of acrylic paper, see-through acrylic. Someone has written that. Was it Aldrich? Yes, it was John Aldrich that has written this with a ruler, piece of acrylic, and the page is being assembled with the title. Look at the outline around the title. Oh, it's brilliant. It's beautiful analog. Beautiful. And this is one of the other stories I love. This Journey into Hell from Prog 114. This was when 2000 AD went into a slimmer format, but had a nicer paper. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful. I'll end it there. I will end it there as another. I can't keep gushing about Mr. Carlos Ezquerra enough, to be honest. A man whose artwork has resonated with me throughout my lifetime, from the early 70s, mid 70s, all the way along. And this is a beautiful, beautiful tribute to the man and his artwork of Judge Dredd. And if you followed me this far, I thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed that. I know it might not resonate with non-UK art and comic aficionados as much, but I hope you can appreciate why it does resonate. It does resonate with me. And until next time, I'm going to bid you all adios.